demo time, right? So I'm gonna go through the stability circuit right now, starting with hollow hold presses, hollow floor presses, and then moving on to suitcase deadlifts, and then finishing off with the one arm swings, and we'll show all the options, right? So let's go ahead, let me get my gear ready. All right, safety first. Now, I've got dumbbells and kettlebells ready, so we'll go through the hollow hold floor press first. All right. So we're gonna lay on the ground here, nice hollow position. So my back should be flat on the ground, my feet are about 6 inches, and my upper back is curled about 6 inches up, and then I'm simply going to, just like a normal floor press, press up, but I've got to stabilize, right? So you can do 5 to 15. If you've got a kettlebell, everything's the same, except you're pressing the kettlebell, and the kettlebell kind of rests on the outside of your wrist, right? As we talked about before, the kettlebell is going to be a little heavier generally than the dumbbells we have, so you may have to cut the reps back and stay closer to that 5 number. If you don't have any equipment, you just simply hold 30 seconds in a hollow hold, or 30 seconds of attempt, and then kind of cycle through. Second piece we're gonna do is a suitcase deadlift. This is probably a hair easier to do with a kettlebell, but it's gonna go hips, knees, touch right here, and stand. Hips, knees, touch right here. Generally, you can touch with a kettlebell, right? So 5 to 15 each side there. Dumbbell works very much the same. Tricky part is, dumbbell doesn't hang down very far, so you're only gonna go to about mid-shin. So it's hips, knees, to mid-shin, and then stand. Hips, knees, to the mid-shin, just like a normal deadlift. The big key with this is I'm not being pulled to the side. Like there's a tendency to kind of do that. So I'm using all my ab power to stabilize so I don't lean one way or the other, right? A lot of times you have to kind of try and put weight in the opposite foot, right? So I'm holding my right hand, I have to force weight in my left foot so I don't get pulled over like that, and that'll help you stabilize as well. If you have no equipment, right, we can get a lot of the same kind of training effect by simply making sure we're stacked and we do a proper side plank, right? Come down to your elbows if needed, it's a little bit easier, right? But those will work. Again, spend 30 seconds, either spend 30 seconds in each one of those trying to hold them, or accumulate 30 seconds and then move on to the next one. The last piece, again, maybe easier with the kettlebell, but stay square, everything's nice and tight, and just pop those hips open to eye level, right? It's very similar to a 2-arm swing, except I have to fight the rotational force, right? So I have to use a lot more in terms of stability to go through that. Kettlebells are super awkward sometimes in a 2-arm swing, but a 1-arm swing is not that bad. You can pop up. If you need to, you can turn like this, right? Just make sure you leave yourself plenty of clearance in the legs. But here we go, popping up, just like that. It's nowhere near as awkward as a 2-arm swing, and they usually work pretty well. If you don't have an implement to use for that, you can either do alternating kind of 1-arm planks, stay nice and tight, right? If you need to, you come down to a knee and do that, and get it nice and easy, right? So that way, you can still get some of that stability work out of it, even if you don't have a kettlebell or a dumbbell at home. All right, guys, if you have questions, let me know.